Monday night. Welcome. As you see, we have a guest in the studio, and I'll tell you all about him in a minute, and then we're going to just kind of talk story with him. But welcome, everybody. It is Sunday. God bless you. We are 4 in a wake up from Christmas. Today's the 21st, right? 4 days, 3 days in a wake up, and it's Christmas morning. Celebrating Jesus's birthday. Church, I always tell you about church, and the message is always great, and every week it seems like it gets better. Today was just prayer, of course, but just a worship group, just like 8 or 9 songs, half for Christmas, half for not, just good old fashioned songs. But the whole crew was there, all the staff. We were wearing Christmas stuff. I had my Bucky's Christmas sweatshirt or ugly sweater on. But it was a great time. So if you have, they are doing a service, and most churches are Christmas Eve, which is Wednesday. We will be doing a show Wednesday, Christmas Eve as well. So welcome. We'll give everybody a few minutes before we call roll call. I don't have my computer. I'm not looking at comments because we're going to hear from Mike Laycook. You heard all about him. You see him in the comments. You see his artwork on the wall. And we want to kind of hear Mike's story. I mean, questions like, why did you even enlist in the Marine Corps? All the way down to any regrets. And we'll go through that with everybody once everybody kind of comes online. If you do have questions for Mike, the producer will see them in the comments. But once again, welcome. God bless. We got a 5x5. Anyone give us a 5x5? Sound. We had a little bit of some technical difficulties like we always do in the beginning. Not always, but we do have them. So let us know. All right. Mike, welcome to the show. Welcome to the crowd. We got a 5x5 by Carl. So that means we're good to go. When Carl says we're good, we're good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to
Again, you're going to have to move your mic a little bit more.
closer.
Yes.
Boom. Check mic 1, 2. So welcome. Mike is not just a guest that just rolled up one day. We've been friends for, I don't want to tell you how long, 30 some years.
It's
Right?
closer to 40. It's closer to 40. Actually, I think it's 39.
Yeah. Friends almost 40 years. Older than probably a majority of our community here. But that's how great it is. And a Marine. And I mean, a whole life of experience that has to be shared on a channel like this. And it's not only an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to have him on here because we're friends, but also just the story that you all need to hear, right? Everyone has a different story. Everyone has a different why. And you're going to hear one, and it makes it even more special because we've been friends for 40 years. Good God. All right, so welcome. Tell us what you're doing now. What are you doing in Arizona?
Yeah, they're in Arizona. I work for the Komatsu dealer. After years of being a field mechanic on mining equipment, being the most senior, I took a job as our technical consultant. When the mechanics run across issues that they can't figure out, they get me on the phone. If we can't work through it over the phone and get it fixed, then I travel to where the machine is and assist the technicians with making the repair, and then I'm the liaison to the manufacturer. Any requests for prints or anything specific technical information, I'm the one that has to get that. So that's what I do 12 hours a day.
12 hours. I was going to ask you, what's a typical day?
It's
Well, wait, before that, what is Komatsu? For those of us that don't know.
Japanese owned, or it's a Japanese mining equipment and construction equipment manufacturer. The second largest in the world next to Caterpillar.
So I was going to say, so they make the big heavy equipment,
The mining trucks. And,
mining trucks.
yeah. I work on trucks that the tires are 13 feet tall and loaded. The truck weighs 3 million pounds.
Wow. That's no exaggeration. 3 million pounds.
3 million pounds.
Good God. Okay, so that's what he's doing now. What you're about to hear is the journey that got him here. We didn't go to boot camp together, but we went to engineer school together. That's where we met up at engineer school. So shortly after boot camp, and I just learned, I don't know, it's just not a question guys talk about. When did you grad? I guess we do it for seniority purposes, but
It was never a problem with me because
yeah, facts. You're gonna hear the ins and outs and the ups and downs of that first enlistment. But obviously similar in I was behind the crowd because I went on recruiter assistant, so I don't think Brown or Robles did.
no, I think we all just
Yeah. So I'm talking from almost 4 decades ago, and so just to be able to be in the same room and on this show together is pretty amazing. So feel free to ask Mike all those questions. And you know him on there as SandDunes, and what's your other handle? That don't you have two? Is it always SandDunes?
I think it's always SandDunes or maybe Glamis Man. I don't.
All right, that
Carl Green's here, and he just gave you a $20 super chat.
Carl
God
Green.
bless and enjoy your holidays.
Thank you, Carl. Appreciate you, brother. Amen. And we hope you enjoy your holidays as well. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We'll be on Christmas Eve, by the way. Thank you, Carl. Okay, so
Wait, Hunter Collins has a question.
Hunter Collins already has a question. Let's go.
Hold on.
Where
He said, do you work with any of the fire suppression systems on those dozers?
Yes, I do a lot of the inspecting after we build them, and suppression puts the suppression on, and then I nitpick their installation and make sure everything's correct. But yeah, no, I work with Ansel and all the big fire companies.
nice, because we're going to hit on leadership too, civilian type leadership along the way. That just struck that bone. Okay, let's start with
He said, Hunter Collins said he does field service with Marmick. What's Marmick?
Marmick. How you spell that?
M-A-R-M-I-C.
I don't know what that is. If it's a company, maybe on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. Or
And WW's asking if you attended the Army Sapper course.
no.
He was busy doing other things in Okinawa. So we were in Okinawa within 7th ESB together in California, and especially not as a private. And I can send a
Yeah.
private or PFC or Lance Corporal. But no, that's something that again we try to bring to the engineer communities.
So you're right, Mike. He said that they're an Ansel dealer, big presence on the East Coast, expanding to the West.
Yeah.
So you're right.
Wow. So you will one day, maybe.
Yeah.
Work with them. All right, and then again, let us know when there's questions. But first, we're going to find out from Mike why he joined, why you enlisted at all in the military, and why you chose the Marine Corps.
Well, why I joined was I was an emancipated minor.
Really?
Yeah, I was because I was opinionated then and wanted
Like
to.
officially
Yes.
emancipated.
Yeah,
Wow.
I had.
Those,
And,
and just so those in the crowd that don't know, that means you divorce yourself from your parents.
I didn't even know that.
Is that
so
all right?
Wait, look at my shock face.
Producer's not shocked. I don't think I'm shocked.
If I
That's
could've done
just
it, I probably would have too.
interesting. Wow. Okay.
and at the end of high school, I mean, I had nothing. I had nothing, no future to speak of. I mean, or let's say no direction.
How did you do in high school though? Like grades?
The stuff that mattered to me, I did great.
Yeah.
Shop and I spent a lot of time in the ag department and welding and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did great in all that.
What about discipline? Were you ever in trouble?
Oh, I was. I
Not,
would
not for attitude, but like anything else. Fights, drugs, stuff like
fighting a little, drugs. No, can't say that I never did them, but
yeah.
never got in trouble for that. Just your average independent.
Yeah. You graduated.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
And then again, any Marines in your family?
No. My dad and his brother were both in the Air Force, and
Really?
yeah. My uncle was a fighter pilot in Korea and Vietnam,
Wow.
and actually was part of the beginning of the NASA space program, and was good friends with one of the astronauts that died in the capsule fire. And so, yeah, and my dad was crew chief on T-33 jets back in the day. So I get the mechanical part from him.
Yeah. But
but-
no interest in being in the Air Force.
No, I why the Marine Corps is because, well, like my best friend towards the end of high school, his dad was a Marine in Vietnam, and I looked up to him and figured, hell, I'd hear stories from him, and it's the toughest. And
Yeah. Yeah.
and I mean, I played sports and soccer, and I like being challenged.
Yeah.
Like, I might as well join them the toughest. And I didn't even talk to any other recruiters at all. It was straight to the Marine Corps.
Nice. And were you 18?
Yes.
You were 18 already, so you didn't need your parents, although you didn't have them anyway.
So, and that's kind of the funny thing is when I hadn't lived with them since I was 16 and a half.
Wow.
And when I went back and told them that I was going to join the Marine Corps, they both thought it was a great idea. So at that, I mean, in retrospect, maybe I should have thought about it then, but
Yeah.
no looking back now, man. It was the career, or not the career, my choice to join the Marine Corps made me who I am today. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
still.
Good. And do you still, because I met your mom, right? Didn't we all meet your mother?
Yeah, we were at my parents' house right after when we were.
That was mom and dad? I don't
Yeah.
know why I don't remember meeting your dad. Did we meet him too? Was
Oh,
he-
yeah.
I don't know why. So they're still together? And you still
No,
talk?
both of my parents are passed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How long ago?
My mom's, was 07, and my dad was 16 in 2016.
All right. Yeah, I get when you get to our age, parents aren't,
Yeah.
aren't around
It's-
anymore. Yeah.
It's,
Wow.
while you have them,
Yeah.
once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to, no matter any issues you have with them, you need to.
Yeah, great message. Yeah, same. A lot of us, again, our age, don't have our parents anymore, and it's a message you want to get to your kids. As soon as my mom passed, man, I could have spent more time with her.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So no, good message. Okay, anything from the crowd before I ask his next question? And the next question is going to be how you chose your MOS. 1371, sorry, combat engineer, backbone of the Corps, era.
Actually, when I said I didn't get in trouble, I guess I was wrong. I was going to go in for rotary helicopter engine repair.
Really?
Yeah. And got in a little bit of trouble nothing that I was found guilty of or anything, but it was enough to put a hiccup in the contract.
Yeah.
And I went in open after that, and boot camp, when they said I was going to be a 1371 combat engineer, I was like, I don't even know what that is. But it ended up being a really good fit.
Yeah. Mechanic would have been good for you as
Yeah,
well, but rotary mechanic, that would have been interesting.
John Jenkins Pooley has a question.
Send it.
Pooley Sarasua asks, good evening, Lance Corporal Laycook, sir. What would you say was your first meeting with Sergeant Major Cece like? Good, bad, or indifferent?
It was good. We were young PFCs.
boots. Yeah.
Young PFCs on Okinawa, and we were doing what young PFCs in Okinawa did.
Which is what?
some we can't say on this show, but
What's a typical weekend or week like for those who don't know? For a first term or first enlistment
The
in Okinawa.
DeVille.
yeah, Kenville. There's a still is a little town right outside the gate, like literally across the street outside the gate, and they got everything out there from shops to purchase stuff. Remember the yen rate was real good back then,
It was like 24, 25 to 1.
and I don't remember what it was, but American money was strong back then. But they also have your bars, nothing but alcohol, and again, this was a long time ago, so it was cheap. Food places, the buy me drinky with the girls, and some clubs that the hush hush that we weren't even allowed in. So all places at night to potentially get in trouble.
Yeah.
The East Coast, remember the East
East
Coast?
Coast, that was our place.
That music was so loud is why we're deaf today. From that bar, right next to the speakers.
Yep.
Couple fights, every now and then, and best friends the next day. It was when you got in a fight with someone that we didn't know.
Yeah.
That's when it turned bad, and the Japanese police came, the JPs. But our first encounter is different. Everyone here knows me as Sergeant Major Cece. We were two punk PFCs at the time when we met.
And the sergeant major was at 3rd CEB. He worked in the construction shop, and I was in a line company. And
Life was good for me.
yeah, life was entertaining. We were out with the infantry, and he was back in the rear eating hot chow. But no big deal.
In 3-man rooms, we had 3-man rooms.
Yeah, we lived in the open squad bays. Yeah, you lived in the high rise across the street.
Sucked when the AC was out, but they usually fixed it pretty quick.
Or when we had earthquakes, and you would see people
Yeah.
in the high rise run out scared to death. And
Yeah, it was scary. The high rise is 4 stories, and they shake. They literally shake, and you see, like the walls are shaking. I remember my first one. My room was like, cut it out. I'm like, cut what out? He said, quit shaking the room. It's a concrete building. I ain't shaking nothing.
Yeah.
It was an earthquake. Good question, though. What MOS? We talked about how you got your MOS. MOS is a big thing. A lot of kids ask about their MOS. And knowing what you know now, would you have picked a different MOS?
No. I mean, because it taught me a bunch about. I mean, I already knew a lot of what the entailed in the MOS, but that's basically what my interests were: building things, blowing things up was pretty cool. Yeah. Land nav or engineering recons for routes and stuff like that.
Bridges. I used to always like the bridge
Yeah.
recon for some reason. I always liked that.
And I mean, it ended up being a whole lot of stuff that I use all the time in today's.
So what would you tell a young man or woman right now considering MOS? Like, how do you choose your MOS? Do you think about, because I was saying, make sure it's something you want to do after, which I think is good advice, but there's some things, some jobs, and then everyone brings up grunt. Well, from grunt, I have no skills after. It's the leadership and everything else that includes, but what would you tell someone how to pick their MOS?
I would think that at that age, you really don't have very few passions. But if you do have any interest in anything, I mean, you maybe have to go after something that you might be interested in, because either it grows or you decide that you don't like it. Or if you want to be really smart about it, look into something that has a future in the civilian world, which is, I mean, a lot of them don't, but, well, now they do. Back then, I mean.
Yeah, but did you think about after the Corps when you were enlisting?
No, not at all.
No, that's why I don't. but I think today they are. That's my point. I think that's what kids, potential Marines, future Marines think about. Because I was the same way. I just thought, okay, next, what's next on my check? Oh,
Yeah.
the Marine Corps. Okay. We don't think about afterlife after the Marine Corps, and I didn't even barely think about my whole time in. So choosing your MOS, and I had a buddy I always talk about. He said, "You join the Marine Corps to be a Marine," which is, hate to say it, that's good enough for me.
I think that pretty much how I went at it is
Yeah.
going to be a Marine.
But if you have an interest already, again, mechanics, something in your general area, if you're a computer guy, then obviously go into some kind of tech, something that you know for sure, and get schooling in, and sure, make that part of your after the Marine Corps. What do you got over there?
OG Street Racer just said, Laycook.
Randolph.
What's up there, Randolph?
You get all Judy in a row.
Yes. Okay. OG. Yeah, he's got some funny stuff, and he remembers everything. I don't know how
Yeah.
good that would be to have him on here.
Well, here's a great question from Dad Pooley Free Tag. He said, "Good evening, Basketball Bully Cookie, sir. As someone who has a youth record myself, what made you turn things around? The Marines, your faith, a mentor, parent, or life?"
It was the Marine Corps. I mean, it instills a what would the the discipline, but then it's a sense of pride that you carry on. If you're able to take that same sense of pride and apply it to everything you do, that changes your life. Anything you do, if it's worth doing, you need to do it the Marine way, to the best of your ability. So, I attribute all my successes to the Marine Corps, and there's some few people in my life that gave me a work ethic and then taught me stuff, but I think the Marine Corps did a tremendous amount for you grow up and you develop that Marine thought process of, if you're going to do it as hard and as fast as you can do it.
Yeah, I think you nailed it on that, because not only do you not want to let anyone down, you don't want to let yourself down, or just the name Marine Corps. You know what I mean? That's when I was talking about the IST, what you need to do to pass the IST. In the comments there, people are like, "Yeah, we don't care what the minimum is. We want to know what the maximum is, because that's how we perform. That's how Marines perform to the max." And just a side note on that record, you can get all that expunged before you go in. The maturity piece, but get that expunged off your record just so it's clean. You're starting with a clean slate. But that helps. Again, I think you nailed it. Just the pride of being a Marine. You don't want to let anyone down. Yeah, good. Good question. Always. That's John McJunkin's crew. Is Randy here?
Yes.
Randall Knapp is here. He had a great comment, and I'll think of it in a minute, Randy. You typically do, but to high school students also, anyone consider joining? Okay, so I don't think we covered it all the way, but Mike did 4 years. So it's interesting to listen even to some of his answers, because I had an entire career on it. And we think the same. We have the same concepts of leadership, good leaders and bad leaders, and when we grew up. That's how important that first 4 years is. That's when all that magic happens. And I went a different path and learned some stuff along the way. But it's that first 4 years, right? These are the same thought processes like 35 years ago. We decided like 39 years ago. So that first enlistment is very important, is my point. So again, what would you tell the first term Marines, that first enlistment, just about that first term? And I'll prompt you a little bit, and you've heard it, don't judge the Marine Corps off that first enlistment, right? Because if you could have re-enlisted, would you have?
Probably. Because it wasn't long after, I mean, it was like a week after that I got out, that
Desert Storm.
Desert Storm. And there was, man, I felt terrible that all you guys were all deploying and I was at home. And if I was able to, even if I had decided to get out, and when that happened, if I was able to go back in, I would have gone back in. There's no doubt about it. With the, I guess, this wasn't survivor's guilt, but it was the guilt that I was at home and you guys were deploying, and we'd done all the training we have and hadn't put it to use. And as soon as I get out, we're going to put it to use.
Yeah. That was the hard part too. We were all in together for 4 years, our first enlistment, with no combat in sight. Even Desert Storm was kind of like a surprise out of nowhere. But yeah, that's what was getting to me about being a Marine is, man, how many times are we going to run this minefield and this God? I want to go fight. So had you been able to re-enlist, you probably would have. And I think a lot of people have that feeling. And I know I tell this story too, after one of my Iraq tours, as soon as we got back, tons of Marines were getting out. From 3 to 6 months later, they were calling me trying to get back in. But we do believe in God around here, and everything happens for a reason. Because once again, Mike is hugely successful now. I want to get back to that first 4 years though, that first enlistment. And I know you do some things different, obviously, knowing what you know now. But again, how to prepare these young men and women for the first enlistment, to make a not rational, but just a more informed decision on whether to re-enlist or not.
I think a lot that first 4 years, you need to embrace the whole thing,
The suck.
yeah.
Embrace the
You need
suck.
to embrace it, and you need to put into the thought in the back of your head that, you know what, the civilian world isn't that easy. I mean, you have to figure out when you're going to make your own food. Your check, if you don't go to work, your check's not going to show up.
Yeah.
It's just, and actually enjoy it. I mean, I think that, I'm not saying the military would, yes, I am going to say the military was way easier than the civilian life, just on the fact that you're on your own.
Yeah. No 3 hots in a cot is not guaranteed in the civilian world.
And you have no support group. Nobody cares about you out there. I mean, even you have in the barracks, you got a bunch of brothers that do their best to watch your back and attempt to keep you from doing dumb things. But you get out in the civilian world, there's nobody looking out for you except for yourself.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, again, as someone who serves their entire life in it, you don't think about that, because beyond the guys in the barracks, you have the company gunny, the first sergeant, the CO, a whole chain of command of people that have to care for you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They have to care, or they're going to get in trouble. Yeah, in the civilian world, you're just another number.
And I look back at it now, I'm like, that was actually pretty easy. I mean, as you get up in the morning,
Do what you're told.
Move fast and learn.
Yeah. And so much so that as older generation, we have been told what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and how well to do it for your entire life. And when you get out, it's like, uh-oh, what do I do now? Where do I go now? When do I have to be somewhere? So that transition 30 or 20 or 30 years later is tough also.
I'm sure it is.
The purpose, your whole purpose is gone. Part of the show too. What you got over there?
I remember that phrase I told you the other day, that the guy said it was the first time he could turn his mind off.
Yeah.
Because he was told everything to do.
Yeah, that's right. So the producer read something. Where'd you see it? Yeah, wherever she saw it, somewhere on social media where this dude in boot camp, he enjoyed it, right? It was the first time he could turn his brain off and just do what you're told. You don't have to think about anything. He didn't have to think about 20 minutes from now because he's already been told you're going to the pit and you're going to get thrashed. Whatever it is, for 3 months straight, you're being told exactly what to do, when to do it, how to do it, so you can literally shut your brain down, follow orders. Felt good. So I told her I would love to. She had my phone, working on my phone. We're trying to set all this up, and it was so refreshing. Just not, I didn't give a damn if I got a call or a text or nothing. It just felt good.
I think maybe that should go along with hot rods saying, be loud, move fast, and don't think.
That easy.
Just do. I mean, that's probably your best. And that's a lot of people's probably their problem is they're going to think about an order. No, just do it.
Yeah. What you got?
This comment section is kind of like everyone's. Doc just popped in, but he's got to take off. Jared's in the comments. Hoagie's here. He wants some prayers.
Old Jaireen, we prayers up, brother. What you need, and everybody, just those of you just joining us, I can't see the comments right now. We're doing a podcast style with a guest, so pop your questions up. The producer is read them to us. Again, we can't get to all of them, but it's only been 30 minutes. Shoot, we got plenty of time. Got some more questions for Mike. This is Mike Laycook. We're going to talk about his business here shortly. And can I see C MetalWorks? You hear us talking about it. It's the artwork behind him. He brought some artwork I'm going to share, and you can see the M4 behind me. You can see it?
Part of it.
Oh, part of it. Dang it. Well, maybe we'll turn the camera here in a little bit. But he brought an M4 and a couple other pieces. I'm going to wait till the top of the hour to show that. But from 1986 to now, we're getting a little taste of Mike's life, and this is important for all of us to hear. We were talking about in the beginning, deciding to join the Marine Corps, the MOS that you get, that you want, and just the maturity and the knowledge of lessons learned, man, is kind of why we do this channel. We don't want anyone to have to learn the hard way. We did that for them.
Yeah,
right?
this would have been a good thing to have when we were.
But would you have listened to them?
Probably not.
Facts. You heard the producer, yeah.
But since it's here, please listen.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't at that age wouldn't hardly listen to anything, but there's no need to be hard-headed.
Yeah, I don't think as many people told us this, and not many people had as much patience. Or today with social media, the way it is, it was easier just to ignore it because it wasn't being pushed at us. So, easy way to say I didn't know. Now you know. So definitely don't recreate the wheel.
No.
Man, yeah. And some lessons you got to learn the hard way.
Sometimes the hard lessons are the easiest remembered.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Question from Dep Pooley Everly. It says, good evening, Lance Corporal Laycook, sir. What was your best day and worst day in boot camp?
The worst day was the first day. I mean, I'd gone from living on my own for 3 years, 2.5, 3 years, with having no idea. I mean, I got up at 3 p.m. and went out and cruised and stayed up all night long and did what I wanted, to a bunch of DIs screaming at me on a bus. I mean, because I had no understanding of really what I was in for. So once I got over that culture shock, that had to have been my worst day. And then the best day was the graduation, when that first time that somebody calls you a Marine after you've been calling everything under the sun for the last 12 weeks. That had to have been the best day, was graduation, to be given that title and walk away from there going, hey man, I did this. I'm a Marine now.
Did you think the drill instructors really hated you?
Back then there was one that and to this day I still think that he must have reminded me of somebody that stole his lunch money or something, because I got special treatments. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm like, and I was physically fit. I'm not nothing like the sergeant major, but I mean, I played soccer my whole life. I rode dirt bikes. I didn't fall out of runs. It was first class PFTs, but there was something about he just, yeah, I don't know, but
They're good. They're good. The
It's-
drill instructors are good like that.
yeah, it's like
Man.
they grab something. I think, well, the names they give
Yeah, yeah.
recruits, because they look at every one of them. And
Oh, yeah.
I think, but yeah, I mean, I would shake all their hands today, and I'd have to tell them thanks.
Yeah,
I mean, they did their job, and they grew a individual that I appreciate everything they did now. Sure didn't appreciate it much then, but
Oh, it's hell. It's hell while you're there. What was the, besides the first day, what was the hardest, what was that one question we had? Like event. Oh yeah, what was the hardest event? The tower, the pool, rifle qual, what was the hardest event? Confidence course, obstacle course?
I think the obstacle course, because I'm short.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm 5'6" now, and jumping to grab the logs.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
every
It's no joke.
everything vertically challenged was. I think that was the hardest part. Climbing the rope, no big deal. I'm not scared of heights.
Rappelling was good.
No, no,
Stairway to heaven.
It was all the vertically.
Yeah.
I'm 5'6" and
Yeah, too bad you didn't go to boot camp like recently, because now there's the female obstacle course is a little shorter. Well, and it really is, just for the average height, because the average height of a man is 5'10".
So can men use that one?
No, well they can.
Why you said
Well, he could have.
so.
That's interesting, but nothing. We had boxing back then. Didn't we have a full ring, or was it still that small ring?
I think it was a small ring.
I think it was too. I think they stopped it right before we went to boot camp. I think somebody was unalived in the boxing ring, because I remember seeing the boxing ring there, full ring, and I was a little excited. I wanted to get in that full ring, but it was a tight little box,
Yeah.
right? Where like
Yeah.
all up close, yeah. And then our combat hits was a lot different. That was just an opportunity for the drill instructors to thrash us,
Yeah, I think they enjoyed that.
hands on. And one more part about boot camp. What would you, any regrets in boot camp? What would you have done different, knowing what you know now in boot camp? Like what did you wish you would have known when you were a recruit going through?
The whole leadership thing. I mean, not having any understanding of how the system worked.
Like guy and squad leaders.
Yeah,
and-
I basically, I spent my life, all right, let's be good at what we're going to do, but let's hang back and, I mean, because like being guide or squad leader, it's like you're gaining that attention.
yeah.
I've never really been one for the attention. I'll stand back and do my job and be quiet about it till I get riled up. But I mean, I wish I would have known the leadership aspect of it that
Yeah,
You
it's
could
nothing.
lead.
They don't explain it to you when you get there. It just starts to happen. I mean, I was a drill instructor, and I'm just thinking, okay, this is the guy and squad leaders, and here's how it works, and we don't explain any of that. We just thrust you into it.
Yeah.
Wow, it's interesting. Yeah, I never even thought about it like that. We don't tell them. We say, "Come here, idiot, you're the guide." "Oh, sir." And all of a sudden he's the guy, and then we work it out from there. That's interesting. That might be a good period of instruction. Then again, when do you give that? I guess. Anyway, wow, it's interesting. Good question. Or good comment.
Randall said, hey, he wouldn't have hung out with Rich Moore. Is it Rich Richie Moore?
No way. Richie Moore?
He said that, I think he was saying that if you wouldn't have,
Moore. Remember Moore?
Oh,
Was
no,
that
I
his first
remember
name?
Moore.
that was the one you guys had to chase the one time, right?
Oh, no.
No?
Moore. He's the one that said, right, we were PTing one time to like the colonel and the general, everybody. He's like, "What's up, devil dogs?" Moore. That was the kind of guy Moore
He
was.
was a skinny kid from Texas.
Yeah. Loud. Who's saying that? Oh, Randolph.
Ochi Street,
Oh, yeah. If they said Randolph, first of all, that threw me off. But yeah.
Randolph. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that probably would have been a good idea.
Moore.
not-
Yeah. Yeah. He was trouble.
Yeah.
Moore's just trouble.
You guys didn't chase him?
Was
You
he
did.
chase as in
You
like?
rode this
Oh, no, he disappeared. You guys probably chased him.
Yeah, we may have.
a little white guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you and Robles did.
He certainly was in trouble often because of his mouth. Yeah. Too much time hanging out with him. That's what Randolph is saying.
It couldn't have done any good.
Ken, how about this? And man, people don't realize this. Your first 4 years, yours is unique. What would you like to tell? And I don't even remember any of our staff NCOs. I remember a couple of the officers. You had it different in ESB, but I mean, and what company were you? Was that
Charlie
Charlie?
Company.
Yeah, it was Charlie Company over there. What would you tell the staff NCOs now? Not what would you have told them then, knowing what you know about, like, never forget where you came from kind of thing. What would you tell staff NCOs about young Marines?
I think that the staff NCOs probably need to help them grow into, I mean, not just the Marine leadership thing, but you need to be a role model for them growing up.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
It's because, I mean, you don't have parents anymore there. You have nothing to look at. I mean, you look at a company gunny that's a bag and and
Old.
and I think that giving them a role model on not just the Marine way, but the human growing up
Yeah,
thing.
that's good.
I think that, and to listen to the PFCs, because and take what they say into heart, because you may be dealing with some smart people. You just
Yeah. Just because they're a PFC, they're a boot, they still have life experience that amounts to something.
I think that you don't just be their leader. You need to be the role model for them growing as adults, because they're not adults. Legally they are adults, but
Yeah.
you got a bunch of years of learning while you're in that age.
Some more mentorship.
Yeah.
Yeah. The teacher scholar, that's the whole thing that they change. The Marine Corps tried to change. So somebody else has obviously said that over the years, instead of boss and subordinate, they said, and what general was it? What commandant said, let's change it to mentor mentee, right? And instead of a
Probably Amos, that sounds like a touchy-feely. Paul Green has a question. Says, Mike, what was your best or memorable moment during the 4 years you served?
There's a bunch of memorable ones. Man,
You guys had to spend a lot of time at CTA and NTA, did you?
yeah. And there was a lot of, the training, a lot of it is, I think, my most memorable thing is how much I took away, I learned
Yeah.
from, even at 7th ESB, our 7th engineers, there was around people that were pretty sharp, and everything that I took in was probably my best time. And just the whole learning and growing. I left, I was pretty grown up, It's too late, but
Yeah.
I think that's probably my best takeaway,
What about the most memorable?
most memorable.
Cece remembers the canal. Talk about that.
That's
The
the,
Laycook Canal.
that was a pretty impressive feat, actually. Uh, I said today I'd like to know how much dirt I actually moved. It was a lot of dirt. It was all for the wrong reasons, but it was an impressive feat.
Yeah, yeah. This canal, yeah, I mean, it was nasty. It always, every time it rained,
It
would-
fill up with
it would
dirt,
fill up
red.
with that red dirt, that thick red dirt. And that was part of your punishment a couple times.
Huh.
Even the battalion commander called it the Laycook Canal because it would get flooded. They'd have to hire Japanese to come and dig it all out. Not anymore.
Wait till the 96.
Yeah.
He'll be in
yeah,
trouble soon again.
Yeah. Give him his ID card back so he can get out in the Ville, and we'll have somebody there to clean out the canal. So, I hope that answers your question. I mean,
He said thanks.
it's
Great answer.
a long time ago. Any specifics or
Yeah, and that's what I don't remember either one, 7th ESB or in Okinawa. But we like to say on here, and we didn't coin the phrase, but definitely miss the clowns and not the circus.
yeah.
The,
You know,
the
and
people you meet.
actually, you know what? I do have an answer for that. I think that the time of us hanging out on the front porch of 1277,
Yeah,
ragging on each other,
yeah.
feeding the raccoons that
Yeah.
came out from underneath the porch. I mean, we're best of friends, but if somebody on the outside looking in, you're like, man, you guys are just awful to each other.
Yeah. What are these idiots doing?
And I think that was probably some of the best times is hanging out on playing basketball and hanging out on the
Yeah.
front porch of 1277 because
This was open squad bay, miserable living there, but the worst of conditions, but the best of times.
I mean that's what I take away is I end up with friendships like with Sergeant Major here. There's a couple of us that are close.
Up on the hill, right, getting yelled at every now and then. Our platoon sergeant would come around. We all gaff him off and continue to sit there and do nothing.
Yeah.
But that was a good time. That was they don't have beer gardens anymore now. What the Marines do on their own time is glued to their phone and take off.
Man, playing basketball and what is that road into Main Side that basketball end up in the middle of traffic and bouncing off cars and
Yeah, played basketball almost every night, and we all sucked at it. I remember that one time. I don't know if you remember this. Sitting there doing our thing, doing nothing, hanging out, chilling, and all of a sudden, Robles picks up a rock, and he's like, "I'm gonna kill that bird." I don't know if he said that word, but I'm gonna get that bird. We're like, yeah, whatever. He can't. All of a sudden, he chucked that rock, boom, hit the bird right in the head. Walked over there casually, slowly. Did some Marine thing to the said, I told you. So I said, like it was nothing. It's the kind of stuff we do when Marines are bored and chilling.
Garrison's the worst. Garrison was my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
In the field, not a problem. I did
Feel
my job.
golden.
Yeah.
You had no trouble.
Get me in garrison, get bored. Boredom leads to bad decisions.
That's one way to say it.
Awesome. Okay. And then the same question I had about the staff NCOs. How about young officers? And here's why I'll prompt it with, our middle daughter's a Marine. She's enlisted. Our second to youngest, Annie Benet, is getting ready to be a Marine officer. And it's, as a young Marine, what did you look for in your officers? And I don't remember that one guy's name, but he really was an idiot, and he ended up, he got fired. All of a sudden, we didn't know as young Marines what happens to these guys, but he's gone. But typically, officers are good to go. What would you like? How would you prep my daughter? When you're a lieutenant of Marines, this is what I'd like you to do.
You need to look at it as, you know what? It's not your job to know everything. You need to lead the group of subject experts that you surround yourself with, and take it as such. I mean, you gone to school, okay, maybe you got different levels of engineering when you went to engineering school. All right, maybe you've got some different levels, but your job is to lead a bunch of subject experts. And basically, I mean, between your senior enlisted all the way down to your lance corporals, I mean, there's a wealth of knowledge there, and your job is just to lead them.
Yeah,
I mean, you organize, you do your best to keep them safe in the logistics, but accept the fact that you're not going to be the absolute subject expert, and give them a reason to respect you, and respect their opinions. I don't know about opinions, but their skill set and their knowledge, and bring them together as a team. And I think that, I think that's accept the fact that you're just an organizer of a subject experts.
So, man, that's good. So not like, don't try to impress these guys. Just lead them. That's a great way to put it. And I think that's what, there's so much pressure on young lieutenants, those butter bars, boot lieutenants. There's so much pressure on them to be the best leader, to be the best job boss and manager. And that's from their officer community.
Yeah.
But if they were just to stop and think, hey, let me just lead these guys. They have experience. And that's the difference, right? The joke is, what's the difference between a PFC and a second lieutenant? PFC's been promoted one time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's experience in those young Marines. You don't have to out-know them. You don't have to impress them. Just lead them.
Yeah, lead them and support them.
And support them. That's that's good. Right, I worry about, like, just thinking about all the young lieutenants I worked with and for throughout my career, and the good ones stand out a lot more. I had more good ones than I had bad ones, thankfully, because there's both out there. There's some awesome Marine officers.
We had a couple good ones. I mean, I ended up with the butter bar of one of them. I think it was Kirkland. I don't remember how it went down, but I got him on something, and it was full on. He acknowledged that I got him.
Yeah.
And my Mr. Potato Head that sits on the shelf still has his butter bar on the Mr. Potato
Nice.
Head's cap
Yeah.
to this day. You can ask my wife.
Perfect.
It's still, and he willingly gave me one of his bars.
Nice.
And I don't even remember the circumstances,
Yeah.
but I got him.
Good. And that's a good man right there that he gave it to you. Like, he acknowledged. Yeah. Were you a private PFC? What rank were you in?
Probably a private then.
So you guys exchange drinks?
Here you go. You can have mine. You already have it. Awesome. Okay, this is a good one. This is going to incorporate don't forget, at the top of the hour, we're going to go over A and C MetalWorks. So real quick on this, not real quick, take your time. What would you say to prior service Marines, I mean veterans, right, like you, that got out after 4 years, and retirees who did 20 plus up to 4 years? What kind of civilian community advice would you give them? I don't know, it'd be the same message, be you did 4 years, or if you did 20 years, would the message be the same? But the civilian life.
Use what you learned in a productive manner. I mean, that's what I've done. Is I've learned the drive that I take the drive that I learned and put it to a positive no matter what it is, to something positive in your life, to be the best, whatever job you take, be the best you can be. I mean, no matter what you do. I think that's
And that can go for anybody in any amount of time. So do you think the lessons you learned in the Marine Corps carry you through if you use them correctly? I
Oh.
guess if you use those skills.
if you use them correctly, yes. I mean, even as a leadership thing, if you use those correctly, I mean, as a senior enlisted, it's got to be a rough one to come out, and you're going to lead civilians like that. I'm sure you've figured out that that's going to be a rough one.
Yeah, and even harder, it's the when they get out after 20 years, a leader, and then they go into a community where they're at the bottom. Again, that's got to be even harder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To after 25, 30 years of service, you're obviously leaving at a high rank to go from leading 1,400 Marines to none. And all of a sudden you're one of the ones being led.
You're working with a bunch of people that don't even comprehend that, yes, you were in charge of 1,400 people, their lives,
Yeah.
their livelihood and everything. Most people in the civilian world don't even relate that to anything.
Yeah. They don't realize it. And hundreds of thousands, if not $1 million worth of equipment.
Yeah.
And oh, really? You're a Marine? That's cool.
Yeah. You can't talk to me like that, though.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
just use the drive. I mean, you
Yeah.
learn drive. You learn to be tenacious. Put that tenacity to whatever it is that you're going to do.
24/7. That's just it. That's it. And again, you nailed it. That's I had a hard time in the very beginning to go from all of that to not. It's the big problem. Again, part of the reason why we started the channel is, man, what's my purpose now? Remember the first cadet I ran across, he was like, I overheard him telling another cadet, he's like, yeah, you ever hear, we had he said he saw a bumper sticker. He said, I saw a bumper sticker, or no, a license plate frame. I'll get the story. He's like, yeah, I saw a license plate frame the other day. It said combat veteran. The guy who's driving that car must have been a combat veteran. I want to say, you idiot, your instructor is a combat veteran. That you know, relate that, not just, it was just so far-fetched from him because I was teaching him every day. Right, I was just giving him classes. I was just Joe Schmo off the street. Instructor. I was just his instructor. Right? He didn't equate it. They didn't equate it to, wow, maybe he did something before he came to the class. Even other teachers were like, man, why does he get paid so much as a teacher? I've been teaching here 10 years. He just showed up last week. I did a couple things prior to coming here to the classroom, but it's just a different, you're right, the mindset of people just don't get it,
No.
right? Or do they maybe not spend the time to even think about it? What could this guy have done prior to what he does now? Most people just wanted you to hear about them anyway, right? Instead of you listening to their story, which is perfect timing. You got a little smirk on your face. You got a question before we hit A and C MetalWorks? Because what we're going to hit now is what Mike is doing now. He touched on it a little bit, but we're going to get into some details because this isn't his primary job. It's what the best part that we all love as customers of his. And probably what keeps you pretty sane after a rough day at work with some poor leadership and you want to pull your hair out like you already clearly did.
Yeah.
Then you have this hobby. I don't know if it's called a hobby anymore because it's work,
It's a full-time commitment.
full-time commitment. So a good balance, because in this full-time commitment, your boss is pretty good.
Yeah, it's and it's the best part about it is not that I don't slack,
Yeah.
but
Neither do I.
the boss sitting over there. No, it is a way away from. I don't have to deal with people that
Yeah.
on my full-time job, dealing with people that well, I need you to do this, so give me an answer on what when we're troubleshooting something. I really don't feel like taking that panel off, or questioning. Are they actually just telling me what they think I need to hear, so that I don't press them anymore? So now I'm just dealing with myself,
Yeah.
and I can at the end of the night, I push myself to what I got. I've finished what I wanted to get done, and all right, now I can go to sleep.
Yeah. 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 So being your own boss, man, it's got to be
I mean, you're never your own boss because the customer ultimately is the boss. But
true. True.
you,
But you don't have to deal with poor leadership.
I don't know, it's only as good as your
Yeah.
leadership is.
Yeah. Yeah. That's tough in the corporate world. In the Marine Corps, it's tough, but leaders come and go, right? People, PCS, people get out, people move in the Marine Corps. That's the beauty. That's probably why I lasted so long, because I didn't have to deal with idiots all the time. The civilian community is different because those guys are in position probably forever till they die or retire. So that can make it tough. That's when you really got to, that's when your patience got to come in. So you got to have something else that you like to do, the hobby. Mine, depending on where we are, it used to be surfing. Right now, lately it's been the gym, just trying to get back in shape. That's my woo-saw. This channel is definitely that break from the civilian community, and not dogging the civilian life ever. So those you civilians out there, it's just such a different lifestyle. Because the big question is, the big statement is, in my last job, who was surrounded by retired military Marines. You're not in the Marine Corps anymore. You're not in the Marine Corps. Got it. But the lessons you learned 40 years ago, he uses today. So I want to tell those Marine leaders, those retired Marines, those high-ranking Marine retirees, yeah, we're not active duty anymore, but the lessons we learned in the Marine Corps, we can use. Marines been doing it for 250 years successfully.
Yep.
Why would we not move it into our civilian community? Anyway, so C MetalWorks, we talk about them a lot. Two of the pieces of art are behind him, and he's going to teach us, talk to you on how we do it and how he does it and what goes into it. Talk about new machine that he's just getting. But here's what he brought. Don't even. You're going to love this one, and you're going to want to order it. And as that you hear, we talk about it. Look at this. I want to make sure they can see it, so guide me when I hold this up. ANCmetalworks.com. You mentioned SFMF, 10%. Does that still stand?
Yeah. Yes.
10% discount. Look at this, baby. I already hung it up. That's how much we loved it. As soon as he walked in the door, 10 minutes later, it was hung up on the wall. We had to take it down just to show you. Amazing. And not just God, but look at the quality. Can you see it shimmering in the light? What's that paint called? That color?
It's translucent candy.
Translucent candy, like his wife.
Okay, wait real quick before you go on, while you're doing that and not talking.
Okay.
Randall Knapp did 5 membership gifts,
Thank you, Randall. Those memberships, money.
and David Bryan also did 5.
David Bryant did 5. Randall and David Bryant, those of you that received those gift membership, that's a free membership, 30 days. Give a shout out to those who you received it from. Thank you too. Appreciate it very much. And let's keep building this membership. You would have had a show if you joined us today in our pre-flight. that was an interesting one. Terrible. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. All right, look at this. Metal. Not only is it a weapon, but we're going to put it back on the tree as soon as they leave. But just look at the quality of that.
That one's gonna have to go closer to you, because it's white. It just needs a dark background.
Dark background. Oh, I'm not even wearing a dark shirt. Anyhow, appreciate you guys so much. I'm telling you. Will they be able to see these are all these on your website? Maybe not these, huh?
Not all of it.
But you get the idea. And look at this for the kitchen. That's a plumeria. Is it? I mean hibiscus. Hibiscus. Well, them oven pads.
It's a trivet.
What's it called?
Trivet.
That's what it's called?
Yes.
I never knew that. This is
A
called a
hot
trivet?
pad. I mean, but it's actually, they're called trivets.
Trivet. See, you learn something new every day. Even got the backing on to set it down to put them hot plates. And yes, I've been doing a lot of cooking lately, so this is for me more than it is for her. Awesome. And can I turn the camera to show? I don't want to take that one. Actually, I can take that down. So
It's just sitting, can you pull it off?
I put it in the hole so it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. Just turn the camera a little bit. Just for a second. You got to see this one. This is the M4 special. Here we go. Yeah, we're going to. I don't know if we'll get it back to where it goes. Look at that, baby. Yes, special request on the buttstock. Amazing. What's the size dimensions on that?
It's 36 inches. It's a
Actual size.
it's the actual size of an M4. I laid mine against it to make sure.
It is awesome. Man, you know what we need to do? If you have one of the markers, the black or gold or silver markers, we can have them sign it right there on the magazine. Anyhow, that's the artwork that they brought. That's the amazing quality. You see, those have been up there for a while. I want to go put this back up right now. And we put it right above the studio, and it's going to stay there once we're done with the show. But that's what Mike does now. That's his woo-saw. That's his gym time. That's his YouTube time. That's what everyone has their thing. His happens to just be amazing with talent and stuff. The work ethic. You hear me say it all the time. He's the hardest worker I've ever met in my entire life, still to this day. His work ethic. He knows what his problem was way back then, and what we all had, the maturity thing. But look where he's at now, and how his life has come. 40 years. We're the same age, right? We came in the Marine Corps at the same time. We have two completely different lives. And look where he is now, man. I'm telling you, I'm going to ask you this one later, any regrets, but we'll save that for the end of the show.
Yeah, it's in the whole things is there's another thing that the Marine Corps does. I didn't know any of this. I spend big money on a CNC plasma table. I'd never turned one on. I had a desire to be able to cut parts for my personal projects.
Yeah.
So doing the fanatical Marine thing, I buy one that's way nicer. It's by no means your at-home garage CNC plasma. Yeah. So I go crazy and
the Marine way.
The Marine way, the fanatical. And the same with the powder coater. I got tired of dealing with powder coaters that they don't do what they say they're going to do in a timely manner. I didn't know anything about powder coating, so I went out and bought the big giant oven and a powder coat setup and everything. And it's like, all right, now I got to figure this out, how to do this. That's a lot of the Marine. I'm not going to give up till I succeed. And I've had there's been some setbacks. There's been some things that
You could have easily gave up. So screw this, I'm done.
Like, why do I do this? 12 hours a day I work for Big Brother, and then I come home and put 4 or 5 hours every night in the shop. And I have to get up and go back to work the next day and meet commitment to customers when I mean, before I came out here on Friday, I was powder coating parts and finishing parts so that I could deliver stuff to customers this week as soon as we get back from coming out to
Yeah,
California.
yeah.
It's and it's fun. What was that, dear?
Then we have 3 more orders.
Yeah, and I got orders that people call just before Christmas. Hey, can I have some? And I'm gonna try. I'm gonna
Yeah,
try to
yeah,
get
yeah.
them to the stuff to them before it's laying unfinished on the floor because I didn't have an order for it till. I'm gonna do my best to get it
Yeah.
out to them by Christmas.
And that's the Marine thing too. Yeah. Yeah, not to quit or give up, or you want to give people your very, very best. That's definitely a lesson learned. What do you got over there? You're smirking.
Because our pre-flight was, should give up. If anyone saw the
Oh,
pre-flight.
yeah.
they wouldn't be
Prime
surprised if
example.
We just gave up.
Yeah, prime example, the stubbornness of being a Marine. Lessons you learn in the Marine Corps.
Even trying to slow this up. It's taken us a while to get here, but
Yeah,
we're here.
yeah.
Before I leave, I'll use some of my troubleshooting advice on color coordinated cords and
It was color, well, it's only one, we don't have to color coordinate, but when there's more than
And-
one.
and SOPs. SOPs
go.
on the setup.
And a turnover folder. So when you're not here, I can do it by myself.
Indeed.
Okay, so run us through real quick. How'd you make that M4? What's the whole what do you start with? Like when you make a surfboard, it's called a blank. It's a big rectangle foam freaking or fiberglass, and then it turns into a surfboard. So where'd that come from?
Basically, those are relatively easy. I just need to find on Google, find an image. Most of the stuff is like stickers, pictures of stickers.
When people ask you, can you make this?
Yeah, I'll find something that's close,
Yeah,
an image, and then I dump it into the CAD, computer aided design program, and manipulate it, change it, turn it into a cut file, and then from the cut file, it gets sent into a machine or a design file. Then it gets turned into a cut file, which is in a language that the CNC machine understands, and then you cut it. I mean, that one's relatively easy, cleaning them up, then adding the,
what makes it easy? Because a lot of straight lines
it's,
compared to that flag.
yeah. And like that, the flag, I mean, I got the file for the basic flag itself.
Yeah,
And the cutting of the part is the easy part of that flag.
really.
Well, that's nothing. It's the sanding, grinding, and then the prep. I mean, everything on that, the flag gets masked off so I can paint the blue. Then it demasks that and you tape over the blue so you don't get any red. You got to mask off all the silver. And then you get everything that's exposed would be the red. Then you airbrush it. Then you demask the entire thing and then clear coat it.
And then the design on that, you can see it primarily in the white, but the red and white too. The swirly. I don't, what do you call that?
That's the grinder marks. That's part of the prep of cleaning it, and then you got to figure out. I mean, every one of them's different with
Yeah, I
the
think
grinder marks, and that's what would be white is basically raw metal, shiny raw metal
Yeah.
with clear coat on it. And I didn't know how to paint. I was given an airbrush by somebody, and I've figured out how to airbrush
Yeah.
and
But it starts with a sheet of metal.
yeah, it's a
What
sheet.
size is it? What size is the metal in these? And are they different?
Yeah,
Different sizes?
this is 12 gauge
That one's
thicker.
thick, yeah.
These are the flags, and the M4 are 16 gauge. And they start out as a 4 by 10 foot sheet of raw, cold rolled steel. It's cold rolled where they form it cold, so it doesn't end up with the mill scale on it. So it's clean.
And where do you get that? You order that? They
Yeah, I
ship
order
it
it by the. I mean,
by the
by
sheet.
sheet. I buy a pile of sheets at a time.
What's the typical size that it comes in?
It's
Like plywood
five.
size?
It's 4 foot wide and 10 feet long.
No way.
Yeah,
How do you move them babies around?
I got a forklift.
Yeah.
I got a forklift.
But one sheet. How do you get one sheet on the cutter? That's
It's-
just you
that's how-
manhandling it
No, I pick it up with the
with
pick
the
it
fork
up with the
also?
forklift and lay it on the table. It's,
How much does one sheet weigh?
The 12 gauge is about 200 pounds a sheet.
No way.
Yeah,
A 4x10,
yeah, 4 by
a
10.
200. Yeah,
And
that's pretty amazing.
the 16 gauge is just over 100. But that's thin stuff. I mean, I build stuff out of thicker, and I mean,
What's the thickest you've ever used to build something?
1/2 inch.
1/2 inch.
Yeah,
Steel, 1/2 inch.
yeah.
Dang. That's got to not only be heavy, what? Well, we got something over there.
So, someone's at, Indiana Cornbread's asking, is the flag a merch item or special order? Cause that's pretty sweet. I
Um,
can't see the one
You put the website on there?
that's on there, it's pinned. And
So
you
the-
have it on your website, right?
Yeah, the flags are on our website, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw it on there
Yeah.
too, yeah.
Yes, they're a merch item for the most part. Basically, we sell them as fast as
We have.
I can make them.
Really?
Yes, because they are time consuming. I spend like 4 hours just painting each one. And being able to sit down and spend the time to fine line mask the whole thing off.
Mask. That means masking tape.
Masking tape,
tape, yeah,
fine
yeah.
line, but I sell them as fast as I can make them. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, buying that new machine, that automatic sander is going to free up a ton of time. But yeah, you get a hold of us, and that it may take a while to get it, but I've got 4 or 5.
We have two, we have a new one coming too, with We the People on it.
Oh yeah, I have the We the People
Nice.
cut into it. That I'll be able to. You can order them. Like I said, it may take a week or so to get them done, and a lot of it has to do with my work schedule, because
Sure.
we have a machine at work that needs attention, and I could be gone. I show up Monday at work, and Tuesday I'm on an airplane going somewhere, or I'm out of state,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, it's not a special. We usually have them, or actually, usually have them cut in process. So, and hopefully, with this new automatic sander,
Save some
production's gonna become much better, because I won't spend so much time cleaning up the material. So
time. So check out the website. Definitely check it out. C MetalWorks. I do remember seeing the flag on
and
there.
I do I mean, if you want anything that lends itself to a 2-dimensional image, business logos, just contact us. I would love working with any of you from the channel.
Money. Not money as in money, but man, how awesome that is. And you love to do it. You love to do it?
It's a lot of fun. I mean, because I like learning things,
Yeah.
and it's been a learning process.
Yeah, I
I'll
bet.
tell you what. I mean, some of the beatings, learning the two color powder coat, because you powder coat one color and you partially bake it to where it solidifies, and then you have to shoot the other color, and then you have to vacuum the overspray of the powder off,
Yeah.
and then bake the thing all together. And I learned a lesson on this one. The gold has metallic in it, and you cannot spray the metallic second, because I don't care how much you try and how much you think you have the metallic off of the red till you put it in the oven and bake it and you pull it out and the red's got metallic dots all in it. And, yeah, we learned our lessons with that one.
Learning and growing.
Yeah.
What you got over there?
Stoner Bob said, I just checked your website and I am impressed.
Nice.
Thank you. I mean, and it's just I'm just a mechanic. I mean, that's basically what I've done my whole life, and I've found something that my wife and I like doing. She likes to sell the stuff, and I like making it. I'd rather
That's
not.
awesome.
I'd rather not deal with the. I go to all the shows. I'd rather, if the customer wants to talk about something, making them something
Technical.
custom and something like that,
Yeah.
but if it wasn't for her and her selling abilities, I wouldn't. This would all be a moot point because I don't want to deal with the.
I'm not talking to everybody.
That's how I am. That's kind of like us. If we go on the road, I'd be the one doing all the talking. She'd be like here. In fact, come over here. Get in front of the camera for a minute. That's how we are. She's behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, she lets me out of the shop once in a while to go out in public.
Right, like that chef. Can I talk to the chef? No, he's busy back there. He's busy. Every now and then the chef will come out and make an appearance. That's how he is. Right, every now and then you get to see.
It's turned into a.
We have fun together though.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, that's a great part. That's the best part about it. What you got?
First, Jared said, Mike made me a sign for my wife's YouTube channel and she loved it.
That's right.
And then John Mike Junkins Pulley LaJoy says, good evening, Mascoma Laycook, sir. Did you take any kind of shop class while in high school?
Yes, I took a lot of shop class. I was a member of FFA. And was very dedicated to that. I mean, the whole welding, the mechanical thing that went along with that. I learned a lot there, and had basically where I learned enough to spur my mechanical career once I got out of the Marine Corps.
And then in the Marine Corps, it helped. Again, engineers, a little different. We're not an engineer like you're thinking of, but combat engineer, and it is expeditionary, and it's all part of the war fighting aspect of it. But again, you caught on to all that. The engineer school was probably a breeze for
Yeah.
you.
The whole concrete thing and
Yeah.
concrete, all that. I'd learned that in high school
Yeah.
through FFA and agriculture, in welding classes and all that.
And then just gets more and more, just sparked your interest all the way around. What else? Well, you got that look on your face. You have a look on your face?
The other guys are talking to each other.
Oh, good. Good.
Huh.
Eric Green is here. Mark Hankins is here.
Eric Green, Mark Hankins. Yeah, I didn't do roll call. If anyone just joining us right now, we still got time. If you got any questions at all, just talking about a career, a lifelong career of the difference, a different career that you hear me. I spent my lifetime in the Marines with some caveats along the way, but nothing in our lives or in our career is different due to how we started out. Again, that first 4 years, man, it's so important, the first 4 years. And I would tell my cadets this all the time. After the Marine Corps, I was a JRTC instructor. Your first 4 years is pretty, that's the foundation of how you're going to do later. Not what you're going to do. Everyone does something different, but how you're going to do. And it's noted by your work ethic, maturity level, which we hit on quite a bit in the very beginning. That's why careers and paths go different ways. But with the ultimate goal of being in a career, in a field, learning leadership, working through the good times and the bad times, right? Have you had any bad leaders along your way?
Oh,
You know what I mean? We have them. They're out there. It's not what they do. It's how you react to what they do, right? And that's my last leadership. I had to leave. I had to leave before I did something pretty stupid. or not just stupid, but illegal. That's how bad the leadership was. You have to make the decision to remove yourself, right? Right, and that's all God right there. Sometimes He removes people from your life, or sometimes He removes you from their life. But then it's how you react to it. And 4 years. Came in as a private, went out as a private. Anyone else could have a bad attitude about that and could have let that affect them the rest of their life. This is what Moore used to say, speaking of Randolph Moore. He's the one that always said, "You ain't breaking me, you making me."
Yeah.
That was Moore.
Yeah.
They coined that phrase, and that's just what it was, because he was in trouble quite a bit. But it's not going to break you down. You ain't breaking me, you making me. And that's clearly where Laycook is at today. So pretty amazing.
Eric S. has a question. He's asking, how long can you be a Lance Corporal before you can no longer re-enlist?
That's a legit question. There is no time limit because every single reenlistment is a request. I didn't know that for the longest time, right? It's a request. There ain't no guarantee reenlistments. You think there is because they try so hard to get you in, right? Recruiters are busting their butt to get you in the Marine Corps. But come reenlistment time, that's up to the Corps, the needs of the Corps. So if you're borderline, you're thinking, maybe I will. I'm thinking about reenlisting. Brother, it ain't even up to you. So you better request that reenlistment. But you can't go, you have to reach Staff Sergeant E6 to retire at 20. So you can be a Lance Corporal for 8 years. So reenlist again, minimum 8 years. But when you try to reenlist that third time or that second time to go for 12 years, they're probably not going to let you. But I don't know if it's written in black and white anywhere how long you can be a Lance Corporal. Because I met an 11-year Lance Corporal one time only because he got busted down.
Well, the 7th Engineers, he was out of New Mexico, little cowboy guy, Cummings or something. He was like
Cummings.
I think he had 3 or 4 hash marks and was a
That's
Lance
right.
Corporal.
Yeah. He was at least 8 years. He was beyond 8 years because you're right. He had 2 service stripes. So yeah, you're gonna weed yourself out, right? You're gonna time out eventually if you don't get promoted. But Staff Sergeant, you have to be E6 to go to 20 years. Great question. You don't want to be a career Lance Corporal.
No, if it seems like it's wrong, it probably is. Do your best. I know we're not all destined for a long Marine Corps career, but do your best to leave yourself the option.
Yeah.
It's you're gonna leave with, you're gonna leave with learning a lot and walking away with some stuff that you will carry for the rest of your life. But you might as well put yourself in a position where it's them not needing you, or them, and not in the position of them not wanting you. So.
What?
OG Street Racer said he was the rodeo guy at Bravo. He's talking about
Yeah,
what was his name?
Cummings.
Yeah. He was.
I think
Old man. He was
Yeah, I
an
think
old
he
man.
had at least 4 or 5. I think at least 3 hash marks
Yeah.
easily. And he was actually good as an engineer. He just, I don't know.
He was a good dude.
I don't
He
even
was a good-
remember. I don't even remember what went sideways with him. But yeah, no, it was.
Good old country boy. That was good times. 7th ESB was good times. Again, definitely all the cliches that go with it. I wish we knew we were in the good times when we were in the good times, right? And how much you're going to miss it later. Camp Pendleton's huge, right? All the field ops. Remember, did you go to Case Springs with us? We were putting up a fence around the lake out there, Case Springs. Putting up a fence around there, and there was a buffalo in the route of like double strand Constantine or whatever we were building. Cattle fence. There's a buffalo in the way. and that wouldn't move. And we're up to the point we went beyond them and continued to build it. But when we went back to finish it, the buffalo was still there. We put the fence around, we remapped not the entire fence line, but just at one point. But just that experience alone, everyone's trying to mess with the bull, a buffalo, we were poking at it and betting Marines to try and jump on it. And of course they did all that. But the rerouting the wire isn't the point of the story. Is, man, what a great time that
Yeah,
was.
it was a lot of fun. And the funny thing is with you being a sergeant major, you brought up about the boys the last time when you picked up corporal, and I never even really saw it till then. I started thinking about it after you brought that up. That all the times in the break, hey Cece. Yeah, no, it was. I think you had a valid point with that, because now that I really think back on it, that you went from one of the guys to now you're in charge, and yeah,
It's hard.
yeah, I
was
bet it
hard.
was, because I don't even, like I said, I had to go back and think about it. I'm like, did we really?
Yeah.
Did we? I thought we were cool about it, and I'm like, maybe not. I mean,
Yeah. That's that maturity level. Not that y'all would do it, and nor would I do it to anyone maliciously to be disrespectful. We're boys.
Yeah.
That's just part of it. That's that lesson that I'm telling you that to this day, that's the hardest transition from lance corporal to corporal. Sergeant to staff sergeant, that's different, right? You're staff NCOs now, and those are hard promotions along the way. Going from gunny to first sergeant, that's a whole different world. And I was like, shoot, I'm completely out of my MOS now. But nothing like that lance corporal to corporal transition because of that. What if the other services have the same issue? And the promotion's a little different, all the other services. Everybody's a sergeant in the Army, it's different, but the level, I don't know. What was that? All right, this is two-part question and just topic. As you know, as everyone knows, we started this podcast, this show, again, to not, nobody needs to learn the hard way. My transition out was easy. Transition out. So I thought the first couple weeks, right? I'm Sergeant Major. Went to combat with 1,500 Marines. Man, I know what I'm doing. I could do anything. Unstoppable. Marines, unbreakable. But learned out very quickly that no, I didn't know everything, and no, life is different, and I don't have that chain of command. I can't go to admin and get my pay fixed, right? It's a completely different life and world, and all the lessons that I've learned from my retirement to some pretty dark days, right? Some PTSD, some pretty dark days that still I don't even understand today. That's what got us to kind of share, right? What would I have done different? What could I have done different? Or if I knew then what I knew now, and we kind of been hitting it a little bit. But one lesson, one statement, and I don't want you to limit it to just one, because I get so mad at young Marines nowadays. I like, idiot. Why are you underage drinking? Well, I don't want to be a hypocrite because we did it all the time.
Yeah.
Why did you curse out the staff sergeant? What is wrong with you? You know what I mean? All the things that we did, how can we get them to do the right thing? We got a good buddy, Big O, Brian Olea. He put it on his coin. Always do the right thing. You never go wrong. Easy to say as an older guy. Easy to say after we matured all these years and see what happens to the ones who don't do it. How do we get them to do the right thing all the time? I don't expect you to have the answer, but how do we get them to think about it?
I think that you're not going to get them to do it the right thing all the time. But, like I said earlier, I think that if you go with the first thought of, is this right? Do you have right? Is this right or wrong? If you think it's wrong, or if anything in your brain tells you it's wrong, it's probably correct.
That it's wrong.
Yeah, that it's wrong. I mean, my first office hours was at third CEB.
Okinawa, yeah. What was it
And-
for?
It was for assaulting a staff NCO. Because I was playing rugby on the third CEB's rugby team.
Yeah.
After the game, he had a few beers.
Yeah.
I had gone to the E Club to get a sandwich. And remember how at 5 o'clock you couldn't be in uniform or
yeah,
anything? I'm sitting there waiting for my sandwich. I'm in a bloody rugby uniform, and this staff sergeant, I don't remember anything about him, is gonna throw me out. Well, I'm a PFC. I want my sandwich, and it just got blown out of. He didn't look at the fact. He was looking at, it's 5 o'clock. You got to go, and didn't look at, hey, this is a PFC that's a little buzzed.
Yeah.
He's covered in blood, just wanting a sandwich. He was
Yeah,
throwing
yeah.
me out, and I wanted my sandwich.
What do you call that? Discernment. He didn't use any discernment. Is that what you? That would have been a time. Hey, devil dog, you know you're wrong, but tell you what, get your sandwich and go. How hard would that have been for him to do?
And
You know what I mean?
I was 100% in the wrong, but all I wanted was my sandwich, and
yeah.
I could have, if I would have been more mature, I would have said, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll walk to the chow hall or something. No, I want my sandwich, and we're fighting over this sandwich.
Yeah. Funny now. It's funny now. And I can see it go down. I can see the whole thing happening. But a little discernment on both your part, right? He could have been
Mark Hankins, he said it's discretion.
discretion. He could have used some professional discretion. Say, my name is Staff Sergeant so-so. You know you're not supposed to be in here. Don't ever do it again. Get your sandwich and go. At the same time, you could have been, I'm sorry, Staff Sergeant. Look, I had a little to drink. I'm time-wise, I'm pushing it, but please, can I get this sandwich?
I already paid for it.
You know what I mean? So a little discretion, a little maturity on both their parts, right? So two wrongs don't make it right. You were both wrong. But RHIP, he's the one that got in trouble. Staff Sergeant did.
That was the first one.
Amazing. But it's, again, leadership, man, that could have been handled differently by both parties.
Okay, real quick while you're pausing, David Bryant has a question. He wants to know if having a water jet, would that speed up the manufacturing process? And would the cost be financially?
Actually, water jet is slower than plasma. It's more accurate. The water jet is more accurate and will cut through anything. You could cut tile with it. You could cut granite, whatever. Problem is they're super expensive to run. Big electrical amperage because of you need a giant electric motor to run a pump that'll make 60,000 psi of water pressure. So they're very specialized, and for what I do, it would be slower. But I looked into them, and it decided that they're way too pricey. For what I do, a laser would be best. But
He asked it a couple times.
yeah, a laser that would suit my needs is $300,000. So yeah, we're not going there.
Yeah. Not yet.
And Ray 1775 said he said, great work, Mike. I already have my EGA, my friend, Marine Corps.
That's Ray from Queens.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ray.
Yeah, no, thank you for your business there, Ray. I'm glad you like it.
I went to New York.
Yeah, I went to New York.
That's cool.
What else? Before we start landing this helicopter.
Oh, Jared said, so it's not Laycook anymore, it's La Sandwich.
Because your sandwich, your
Was that before
first,
they had like Subway and stuff? Was that the only option?
Yeah, there was no,
There wasn't food courts,
there was
right?
no, on Hanson, there was nothing there. It was, yeah, there was nothing there.
yeah, not that, yeah.
We had the E Club that they had a restaurant there, and this was like the Staff NCO Club or something that where they had a
The USO. I remember the USO is where the USO, that same place the barbershop was. And I remember that, yeah, there was rules. You had to be in uniform, or you
and then after 5 o'clock or whatever, you couldn't be in uniform.
had to be in proper civilian attire.
And apparently, a bloody rugby jersey and shorts and cleats was not a proper.
I'm trying to picture. I can't picture where the club was. Why am I having such a hard time?
It wasn't. I know what. I don't even remember if it was a club. It was. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I know.
Hanson changed a lot.
And yeah, but there was nothing. There was nothing on Hanson at that point in time.
The food court that you guys know with Popeyes, the Gauntlet. Yeah, that's different. Yeah, I went back. We went back in '99. Completely changed from the first time we were over there. Even Hill Street, even Kinville, beautiful, nice. It's like a in the middle of Kintown where all the fights used to happen, and we used to get the yucca puppy and the chicken, the dog on a stick, and all that. It's a park. It literally is like with walking and flower beds and a little spring and beautiful. Never recognize it.
Wow.
The outer shops are probably still there. Jimmy Wong's Taylor shop and all that. You can still get the big chicken legs
Those aren't
if it was chicken. I don't know what it was. They're delicious, and back then it was 100 yen. You'd always save at least 100 yen to get that chicken leg before you came back on base.
Or the squid, the big giant thick pieces of stir-fried
yeah.
squid.
Kinville, East Coast. That was our hangout. The East Coast, blaring music. You couldn't even talk. You couldn't talk to anybody. That was
No, you had to scream at each other. And I just remember the giant wall of JBL.
Yeah, all you can see is speakers.
Yeah.
Some crazy times in there too. There's a couple times the JPs had to be called in. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
What was we never, obviously we didn't go hang out in Kinville, but we went out there and ate, didn't we, when we went back? No, just to Jimmy Wong's, right? Just to the tailor shop.
Which is funny because I've been on since I came back from Okinawa. I've been on the search for yakisoba that compares to everywhere we go. Japanese restaurant that has yakisoba on the menu, I try it.
Not the same.
In 35 years, I have not.
Not the same.
It's yeah.
How about, did you get the taco rice and cheese? Did you get that?
The taco rice and cheese.
Taco rice and cheese was amazing too. Something about it is not, she's made it, the producer has made it many times, and it's delicious, but it's not the same.
Because they use ketchup.
Yeah, taco rice and cheese, yeah, I would put ketchup. That was your choice, so you could order it like that.
They sell it like that.
Yeah, I never had it any other way.
Put ketchup.
I never had it without ketchup. Taco rice and cheese with ketchup. Yeah,
My wife would love it. The taco rice and cheese.
amazing.
But the yakisoba, it's been a 35-year chasing a taste that I have yet to
You have to
find.
make it for him one day and see if it's closer to what he had. The food out there was amazing. And it might have something to do with, I mean, we didn't always drink out there, but mostly.
Yeah.
You're kidding.
Yeah, but mostly.
No reason to be out in town unless you're drinking.
Yeah.
I remember electronics were big back then. Right? It was because it was a good time, because the yen rate, whatever it was a good time to buy electronics.
Oh yeah, I had a sick camera,
Yeah,
a
yeah. that's-
Canon
that was-
T90 when the T90 was brand new, state of the art. I bought it over there.
living paycheck to paycheck.
No, not even paycheck to paycheck, because then you could be writing checks on the day after payday on the next
Yeah, time.
paydays.
Yeah, time. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was because the checks had to go back to the states, and yeah, no, it was more than payday to payday.
Line up, get your paycheck.
Yep. There's part of that maturity thing.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's dangerous. First time with the banking account and a checkbook, and which I never really used to balance. I did actually for a while. I tried to bounce it to the penny for a while.
Big O just popped in. Is that
Big
right?
O.
Didn't even have cell phones back then.
No,
No.
not even.
No, Big O. Don't even play. You were right. Yeah, that's what I bought with mine. That's what I bought a
Yep.
boombox. Not that big though, because again, all my money was gone. But that's what I bought. But people were buying cameras, stereos, watches, and my electronics store. And that was the order. It was electronics store, the Yucca Puppy store, and then all the bars, or East Coast, and then all the other bars. It's nice now though. It's different, much different.
OG Street Racer said 486 every 2 weeks.
Is that what it was? All on beer. And the beer machines. Remember the beer machines in the barracks?
Yep. They would come Sunday midday. They'd be empty, and the soda
Yeah.
machines would be full.
50-cent beer, 75 cents for Heineken.
Yep. 50 cents for a domestic.
Budweiser.
Yep.
Domestic, yeah. And they'd be sold out quick. And then, of course, all 4 floors of the high rise for H&S company. But that's why we'd start. We learned right away that Ford Deck always had, they were the last ones to have beer, right? Because nobody wants to go up. So we'd start while we're still sober, go to the Ford Deck, buy out all their beer, and then work our way down to the other machines. That was crazy. And I wonder, though, it'd be interesting that if there was as many alcohol problems back then when they had beer machines and beer gardens and people used them. I mean, do you think it was safer or smarter or more successful? Wait, and wasn't it 18 when we first got
Yeah.
in with drinking age was still
Yeah.
18?
18.
So we were legal to drink. And it changed though when we got to 7th ESB. Right? Because we couldn't.
When you're in the host country, it wasn't 21 yet, was it?
Yeah, I think it was because
Because
it
we were in
was
Okinawa.
Okinawa. It was 18 there. Got back to the States and it was 21.
18, 19, 20, and then we still weren't 21 yet.
Yeah.
So you could drink on base, but you couldn't drink off base. Remember, you guys could go to the bowling alley.
Remember the bowling alley, 2
Yeah.
beers. You could have, we were authorized 2 beers at lunch, and we go to the bowling alley because they had the 32 ounces.
Yep.
So you get the biggest bang for your buck.
Right.
2. So all we had was 2. They're 32 ounces. But I wonder if they got to have stats like that. They take stats on everything.
Yeah.
What was the
Oh, Jared said we could drink beer at 18, but liquor was 21. It's about the same time, right?
yeah? Well, Jared's old. Jared was drinking moonshine back then out of his backyard. And even in the barracks, right, of age, I don't remember what it was, but you could have beer, but not liquor or something.
Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, by the time we left the Rock, I mean, you could go to the packing store and buy 4 gallons of Jack Daniels if you were so inclined.
Yeah.
Had the money.
If you had the money.
Yeah. You'd be writing a check on the next paycheck.
And in the barracks at 7th ESB, the old 8 style, I don't know why I can't remember us drinking while we were there, but we certainly did. We went to the club a lot though,
Yeah, we went to the club.
the E Club, and when we had transportation, we used to go to Delmar. Remember Delmar because it had the 3 clubs:
Yeah.
country and western, hip hop, and rock. 3 different sections. And I think it was called the Tri Club.
Yeah, it was, but it was way easier just to stumble ourselves up to the main side.
Yeah. and then walking back. And then when we moved from the H style barracks down to the rooms, remember that?
Yeah.
That was a better walk because it was all downhill. Going to 1277, it was uphill.
But
But it
then
was
we
all-
come back from deployment, we ended up back at
And
1277.
we went right back over there.
Oh.
Yeah,
It
crazy.
was like a small sampling of the BEQs and up back to the old
Psych.
spot base.
It's Mainside versus Delmar?
No, just the E Club. But
Yeah.
we stayed on main side the whole time, 14 area.
Because I remember before we got married, Delmar was the place that
Oh,
my
no.
friends would want to go.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that was the
that was
nice
a
club.
much better club.
Side was just a bar.
Just the E Club. Yeah, that was, no, Delmar had the good club always, but we never had transportation.
NCTD.
No car to drive. But our E Club wasn't bad, but you went there just to get drunk, cheap beer, and get in a fight and walk back to the barracks. Sounds like a load of fun. A couple times, remember with Wino and Carr
Yeah.
and Bannock, all those guys, we'd fight right on the 14 area football field. And then still be best friends the next day. Or even that same night. Forget all about it.
Yeah. I'm getting hung over the. I figured he was going to drop me on my head. I think it was Wino had me hanging over the railing
yeah,
of the second
second
floor
deck.
and drop me on my head.
Weinfeld and Wino? Yeah, it was Wino.
Yeah, he.
Weinfeld, right?
Weinfeld,
Wanya was
Wanya, yeah.
Russell.
I don't remember who it was, but I had him mad. They had me hanging over the rail.
Wino, Anthony Weinfeld.
Yeah.
Weinfeld.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, Weinfeld had a short temper.
So,
Good times.
but yeah, it's try to avoid all that. It's the key.
Yeah.
It's have your fun, but use your head.
Yeah.
Because it is it is a struggle. If you don't, the career as a Marine is going to be difficult. I mean, even if I would have been allowed to reenlist, I had enough dings. It'd have been hard.
Oh, yeah.
It'd have
yeah,
been
yeah.
a difficult.
You'd have been behind your peers your entire career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can only, letters of appreciation and meritorious mass you got to have a bunch of those to counter.
Yeah. No, it would have been difficult. You would have made it to, definitely would have made it to E6, but it would have taken you 20 years to do it. And for not worth it in the end.
Yeah.
Right? Not worth that.
Just-
Especially compared to where you are today. Yeah. No, it would have been not worth the bang. How do you say it? The juice. The juice is not worth the squeeze. Got it. Thanks, producer. But just like and again, when you see good Marines go, it's like, man, the Corps got this one wrong, man. You know what I mean? And there's plenty of those. Corps got this one wrong. Should have, could have. Part of the reason why I did want to stay in to be able to protect those Marines,
Yeah.
right? The
What was it?
Laycooks, the Rhodes, those guys that just needed like that, the whole sandwich fight. Hey, staff sergeant, really? That's what you want to do? You want to burn them? You want to send them to NJP? You idiot! You should have handled that different as a staff sergeant, right? Use your maturity. Yeah, he was being, and take him outside, make him dig a pit. Right? It would have been that easy. Take him outside with 4 staff sergeants and whoop his tail. He would still be a Marine. He'd still, you know what I mean? There's many other ways to. Too many people put them blinders on and they forget where they came from.
No. If you're going to physically eject me over a sandwich. In this, I'm growing up. Now I'd be like, whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, no, it's, what is it? We had a first sergeant. I don't remember his name.
and ESB.
Yeah. Would say, we're not here to hurt you. We're here to help you. But we will burn you.
I think it's like Roberts or something. I
Yeah,
remember him.
yeah, no,
He retired while we were there. Do you
I
remember
think
that?
so.
Yeah.
We're not here to hurt you. We're here to help you. But we will burn you.
Good. And remember, was this the first time Sergeant Lewis, big, tall Jamaican brother? Now, Mr. Cece, you knew you were in trouble when he called you Mister.
Yep.
And it's like, uh-oh, Mr. Cece, what were you and Mr. Laycook doing? He was good, though, but he was a good leader. Never burned us.
Yeah, no, Lewis was great.
Yeah, he'd send us on missions.
Yep.
And he was one of those guys that we didn't want to disappoint him. We're not afraid of him. We're afraid of disappointing him.
Yep.
Right, he was good.
Yep, he was a great leader, actually. I think he's kind-hearted, but yet a giant of a man.
Yeah,
He's
he's
like,
big.
all right, I'm good.
Yeah, didn't want to disappoint him. That's a good leader. Someone that they're that good of a leader that you respect them enough to not disappoint him. And when he would say, "I'm telling you," I can hear it right now, Mr. Cece. It's like, crap. Whatever I did is not good. How do I get his respect back? All right. Before we land this helicopter, last opportunity. Laycook, C MetalWorks. Questions. Career. What he does now. Boot camp. Enlistment. What do they got? And who haven't we not? Who is the whole crew here? The whole gang.
It's a little light.
It is Sunday, and I'm going to ask you to give parting shots, Laycook, before we land this helicopter. One last opportunity to tell our whole crowd, and again, you've been on the channel long enough. You see, we have from high school students to old Vietnam veterans. What in a community like this, like-minded people, we have a couple different catchphrases now, but we are a community of like-minded people that just want to talk story, share the love, right? Stop people from learning the hard way. Again, some lessons you have to learn the hard way before you can move on. But in your red-blooded, God-fearing American mind, what would be a good parting word to share to our community?
I think that do your best at everything. Whatever you do, give it 100%. Be it the Marine Corps, be it your civilian life. Don't ever give up. I mean, go into everything open-minded, clearly thinking about your direction, and give it 100%. And whatever you do, boot camp, 100%. Life, 100%. There's no reason to never fail due to lack of effort.
That's good. That's good. And you know what? 90% of what you just said is in the senior drill instructor speech to the recruits. You don't hear it when you're a recruit. You're sitting there. But that's it. And an excerpt from a message to Garcia. An excerpt from there says, with something like, when you work your hardest. You work for a man, work for him. You work for a company, work for that company. Do everything in your power to make that organization better. Even if it's the worst place you work in, and I had to be careful of this for a long time, even if you like nothing about anyone in that organization, you work there. So when you disparage that organization, you're disparaging yourself because you work there. So in everything you do, do it to the very best of your ability. So
Yeah.
it's,
And,
you just got to do it.
yeah, you just got to do it. I mean, you're gonna do it, you might as well do it to the best of your ability. It's or forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I appreciate this channel. I get stuff, Doc, stuff that Doc says and asks. All the time. I set to stop and think about questions that he asks and things that he said.
It's pretty amazing.
Hot Rod said something a couple weeks ago that I was like,
Yeah.
I've never thought of it like that. And I learn stuff from the channel all the time still. And it is, I'll tell you what, it's the one thing that derails me. I mean, out in the shop, I don't have a TV, I have nothing. And it's usually just keep moving forward. The channel comes on, I got my headphones on, and well, I can't be doing that right now because I won't be able to hear what's going on. So it is the one thing in my life that actually
That's cool.
derails forward progress.
That's very cool.
So
True. He's telling the truth.
He is. He comes in,
That's pretty
gets his
amazing.
ear pods and goes back out.
Yeah.
But half the time it's just so you could yell at him, right? Argue with him, nah, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
yeah.
That is cool, and that's where exactly I learned stuff. That's where I get my content from you all. You know what I mean? Stuff that, holy crap, I never heard it that way. That just the stuff that comes up in the channel. I'm telling you, we can all learn. It's how to better serve each other.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Again, not reinventing the wheel, not lessons. You don't have to learn it the hard way, but how can we help someone else out? And constantly learning.
Yep. 30 years later, you're the one that got me to go to the VA to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that work out? Everything good with that?
60%.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
still working on getting the rest.
Yeah, definitely. And don't
That's what
stop.
we're here for.
Yeah, don't stop. That's telling you, if we can serve, right? That's what God intended us to do. Everything happens for a reason. Go with God, right? And it's 100% all meant to be the way it is. God's timing. We hear about that. They talked about it again in church today. It's going to happen. God already had a plan before we even were born, right? He knew He had a path for us already. So amazing. Truly is amazing. We do absolutely appreciate you spending time with us, and we're going to start doing more of this podcast style videos and just how we can get out to as many people as possible. All right,
Thank
A&C.
you for having me. It was a good time.
That was cool, right? That was fun.
No, it's a lot of fun.
Visit Mike and Candy, ancmetalworks.com, and we will see you Christmas Eve. We'll be on Wednesday, Christmas Eve. So you know the deal between now and then. Be aggressive, be safe, stay motivated. Semper Fi, my friend. Ebra.